Okay, so here's our project, and we're going to show you what happens, the error we get when we play the project, and then you'll see we got the system usage meters up, so you can see the core usage and the total meter. And you'll see the error we get once after playback goes for a little while when it hits some of the extra tracks. Then we're going to reload the project, and then it'll play back perfectly with no CPU spikes. So here we go. Here we go. And if you'll notice, you'll saw that the total meter spiked real quick. If you noticed it, I don't know if you did. But then we got the error. Pro Tools ran out of CPU power, tried deactivating and removing native plugins, and the error code there, AAE -9173. So we'll hit OK.
There are other tracks that aren't visible.
Yeah, and there are more tracks too.
So we were starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 virtual tracks. Once it kicked into 8.
And then it like had a shit fit.
Right. And it does with other projects too. So
Yeah, it's consistent across other projects too.
Right.
So then what we're going to do here, we'll close out of the project here. Launch this. We'll go up to Pro Tools here and we'll say close session. And we won't even save it. No reason to. We'll quit Pro Tools even. So that way it's got to reload the whole session again. And so I'm going to go down to Pro Tools here. Where's that? There we go. Pro Tools. And of course the software boots up faster the second time around, and the session loads much faster because it's in the system's cache, the disk cache, so it loads up real quick. It takes a little while to load the session up with all those tracks. We have to wait a little longer, but the second time through it loads much faster. So wait, oops, wrong one. It's the top one here. Back in action. That's the same one we had open before. Then we'll say OK. And there it is, restoring all the tracks, which it does at lightning speed because it's doing it right from the disk cache, the system disk cache here. And there's the project. And once again, there's everything. And usually, we'll let it sit just to make sure everything is loaded up just for a second, because sometimes, if we start doing something really super quick after the interface loads up, we might get a spinning ball for a second. But then we just wait just a teeny little bit. And then we're going to tell it the same thing. We're going to let's pull up our window. Where's that? Oh, it's still doing. There it goes. Window.
system usage all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, there it is. System usage. Okay, and then there it is again. So what we're going to do here, we're going to play the project back. Now it's already playing 5 tracks. Okay, now we got more running, a little bit more CPU activity on the cores, but it's running fine. The total meter doesn't spike. None of the cores spike. Nothing happens. Memory usage, we're at 47%. we're going to let it go. Then it's going to even hit more tracks coming up here. As soon as we get here, over to here, because there's some off screen it's going to hit. Still playing. Here we go. Okay, and then you see all the cores, they engage even more. We're playing a lot of stuff here. But you see, the utilization isn't really super high. And it'll play fine all the way to the end, and tracks can be added, you can edit, everything is working fine the second load. And that's what we found, what happens. It's always on the first load up of the project. It flips out as soon as it hits a few more tracks. And
it takes almost 4.5 minutes to load that project up initially too.
Yeah, yeah. And I understand why it's so much faster the second time. Is like I say, it loads in the cache memory, the system's memory. The first load is initially, there's a lot to load there.
Right.
With the restore, and I think, and especially this Mac is not the newest one. It is it's a Mac 3.1 model, so it has the I/O bus to the drive is a little slower. It's a 3 megabyte bus, not the 6, or excuse me, 3 gigabit bus, not the 6. The newer ones have even a double speed over this Mac, but it plays back fine. You know what I mean? You know, always. So the load time, after I really thought about it, the load time makes a little sense, only from the standpoint that the drive bus is a little slower on this one, the initial load. But then after that, it's gonna go lightning fast. But it's like whatever you've thrown at it after that, it works fine.
Right.
So that's the issue we're having here. And as long as he keeps working on it like this, it'll just keep working fine. But we always have to load load it up, let it air out, close it, reopen it, and then it works fine. So that's the problem we're experiencing. We wanted you guys to see it.